I'll have Granola, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning. Before I start the meeting, for those of you who haven't spotted the badge or the look of resignation, it's John Hammond's 60th birthday today. May I suggest, although I haven't got Ben to lead it, a quick happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
Right. Hopefully we'll cheer you up for the rest of the day, John. Let's get moving with the meeting. My name's Aidan Squire, I'm your chairman. It's my job to get through the agenda. As always, the leadership team assist me, and I'll introduce themselves for
Good morning, everybody. Hello.
Morning.
I'm Terry. I do all the from recruitment.
Morning everyone, I'm Vincent, I chair the membership committee and I'm also in charge of the bell. That's an apple.
Good morning, I'm Scott, your business secretary. Had some faces live chat and master of all the numbers in the sheet.
And I am standing in for Ben, which is why I did the singing in the beginning. And you will be hearing from me at the appropriate time when you hear from Ben. Right, let's get underway and the start. Anybody who brings an apple rather than a bell really selling until he does actually, yeah. Okay, let's move on. Performance lead, Scott.
Great. The routes recorded today is the last month of our month. And it's a good month for points so far. You all know our targets. Let me tell you the members who have smashed 155 points already this month. 155 is Neil, 156, Blake, well done. 186 for Terry in third. And then the 200ers, 206 is Jane. Yay! On to you. 212. Hey! Well done, everybody. Lots of good work.
Excellent, thank you very much. Right, the education presentation, I believe, is from you, Nick.
Please go for it.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Prepare to be educated. So I want to tell you a little story about me and one of my daughters, one of my beautiful 15-year-old ungrateful, selfish son of a who, surprise, surprise, likes to complain how miserable life is and that she didn't know that she was going to make it. She was tired of fighting, struggling all the time, and it just seems that one problem solved and another one come around the corner. We're obviously talking about boyfriends. Her father, moi, a chef, decided let's take this silly little cow down to the kitchen, where I filled up 3 pots of water and I placed them all on the heat, on the burners. When the 3 pots were boiling, we placed potatoes in one pot, eggs in the second pot, and coffee into the third pot. I then let them sit there, boil, and without saying a word, she moaned, she groaned, she done all the usual, what the F are we doing here? And after about 20 minutes, I turned off all the bananas and I took the potatoes out of the pot and I placed them in a bowl. I pulled the eggs out and I placed them into a separate bowl. And I ladled the coffee into a mug. And I said, daughter, you silly man, what do you see? She says, I see potatoes, I see eggs, and I see coffee. I said, look closer. And I said, touch the potatoes. She did and noticed that they were soft. I then asked her to take an egg and break it, and after pulling off the shell, she noticed she had a hard-boiled egg. Finally, I asked her to take a sip of the coffee, and when she did, that rich aroma brought a smile to her face. She went, Dad, what are you talking about? I then explained that the potatoes, the eggs and the coffee beans had each faced the same adversity, the boiling water. However, Each one reacted differently. The potato went in strong, hard, unrelenting, but in the boiling water it became soft and it weakened. The egg was fragile with a thin out shell protecting its liquid interior until it was put into the boiling water. Then the inside of the egg became hard. However, the ground coffee beans were unique, as when they were exposed to the boiling water, they changed the water and they actually created something new. Which are you, I said. When adversity knocks on your door, how are you going to respond? Are you a potato? Are you an egg? Or are you a coffee bean? The moral in life, I said to her, is that things happened around us, things happen to us, but the only thing that truly matters is what happens within us. Thank you very much. Consider yourselves educated.
Thank you very much indeed, Neil. Membership matters, are there any you wish to report to us? Right. With that in mind then, let me get things underway. The second round. First of all, I'm going to send around the business card box, check that you're adequately represented in there, take cards as you need for effecting introductions. Secondly, you'll note that the box has been further embellished with a Brentwood logo. It will be a work in progress, so watch the music this week as I pass that round. And finally, Blake has brought in some, he wants to show us all about the crystal maze. These are things that you pass around, have a look at them as they go around, and you'll see all the mugshots in there. That leaves us with the 60-second round itself. Your chance to highlight your business in 60 seconds. Vincent will, without using even an apple, let us know after 50 seconds and after 60 seconds. There you go, you hear that? Sign off. So then, that's, oh yes, that's right. And Jane has the Oscar Resplendent in front of her. She will be awarding the Oscar at the end, so she will kick off the round, and she will be followed by Matt.
Morning everybody. Today I'm doing a testimonial to our very own Chris de la Vida of Travelocities. So my bucket list priority has for a long time been to see the famous tulips in Amsterdam. They're my favourite flower of all, and I've been hoping to go for years. And I casually mentioned it to Chris at less than 2 weeks' notice, because the tulips are available for a limited time, and he managed to come up with a range of hotels in the city for our perusal and book our flights, and all required tickets. However, he didn't just book the airline and send through these hotel ideas. He prepared a whole online presentation. I mean it. This showed photos galore and explained where each hotel was in relation to the museums, the coffee houses, the restaurants, the transport, and provided testimonials and comments for each place as well, which was amazing. Chris then also arranged for transportation to the tulips, some distance away, printed out our tickets in advance. This turned out to be helpful because it was sold out by the time we got there. We also had pre-checked in flights with priority boarding. All the hassle was removed, and it left George and I free to enjoy all, well, nearly all, the fun of Amsterdam. It was blissful. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Chris. Matt, you're next, and you are followed by Chris.
Good morning everyone, Matt Barron from Blue Seraph. Just want to tell you a bit more about another part of our service that I don't often talk about, which is social media. So it's sort of added on to the string of our many bows that we have, if that's the right way of saying it. But it means that what we can do is we can take a brand and visually make it the most appealing, the most engaging that it can possibly be across the social media platforms. As well as advising you how you could engage on that visually, it's also, we can help with content, we can help with scheduling, we can help with research. So we have our very own Nicola as part of the team, who is our social media guru, and she can help with all things on that sort of sphere, including training as well and doing audits. If you just want a review of your social media profile and how those are looking, we can help with that. That's about Harry, probably Sarah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Matt. Chris, you're next, and you're followed by Mike.
Okay, hi, morning everybody. Jay, thank you so much for that. That was lovely. Couple of offers this week, or one really, one in September this year, one in January next year. I'm going to give these to you every week because some of these are, I keep saying that they are quite amazing. Has anybody been to Malta? If you haven't, it's really worth going. This is in Melia, 16th of September. Hotel is actually really close to the town. It's in a resort, holiday resort, 3-star hotel. Return flights from Ryanair from Stansted, checked-in luggage included, 7 nights, in a one-bed apartment for 2 people, self-catering, £468 per person. If you want to go in January 25, on the 4th of January for a winter break, listen to this is quite amazing. It's 21 nights in a 4-star hotel, 2 industry bars, restaurants, and all the rest of it you want to go and see. It's in a standard room, bed and breakfast included. This is for 21 nights. Transfers you have to pay for £576 per person. So if you want to go and see Malta, now's the time to do it.
Thank you, Chris. Mike, you're next, and you're followed by Tina.
Good morning everyone, Mike from Black Media. So I'm going to stick with my little run of talking about trying to get more work in things that I've been doing recently, and as some of you have seen, I've been off swanning around and taking some nice photos abroad. And yeah, I'm really looking to focus on the events side of things, or pushing that at the moment, because well, it takes me to really interesting places, and it gives me some fantastic portfolio stuff as well, which makes it a lot easier drumming up more work as well. So I'm looking for contacts really in production companies, and that could be things like theatres, art groups, council-funded events, community events, all the bright, colourful stuff you see going on in town centres, all that sort of thing. I can offer photography, videography and drone content, and if they're bigger events I can also pull together a team so we can cover all those things at once and larger areas. So yeah, if you know anyone in those sort of circles, it's Mike at Black Media. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. Tina, you're next, and you're followed by Terry.
Good morning everybody, my name's Tina, my company's called Liberty Executive Services. As well as being an admin and secretarial support, what I do and what I did yesterday is my clients, they organised a supper club and she wanted it in London. So I found somewhere in London, sorted that out, sorted the venue out. Then I sent out the invitations to particular people that she wanted to attend, sorted out their menus, sent them over to the restaurant and everything went smoothly. So if you know anybody that wants to take their clients out for a meal or organise a supper, please let me know and I'll be happy to help. That's me, Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not 9 to 5, I'm staff finished. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tina. Terry, you're next, and you're followed by James.
Okay, good morning everybody. Terry Wayne from TM Law. So I've got a client this week who started up a landlord and tenant matter. Just wanted to give property back. The tenant was in arrears. It turned out to be far more complicated. The tenant is actually his prospective daughter-in-law. He's fallen out with his son. The son's gone. The prospective daughter-in-law is still in the house and it's a nightmare trying to get it back. She's now claiming she spent tens of thousands of pounds improving it and therefore she's got an interest in the property and that's why she should continue to live there rent-free as she's doing at the moment. So my client yesterday said very nicely to me, I'm so pleased I came to you and not some of the other people who were advertising for like fixed price landlord and tenant work because you actually know what to do, which is great, nice to hear. So we've now got a contested case on our hands. We will get the property back, we will get the woman out. Whether we'll get any money out of her is another question. But anyway, if you know anyone that's in that situation, if they've got a complicated landlord and tenant problem, you know where to send them. Terry Wayne, TM Law.
Thank you, Terry. Right, James, you are followed by Andy.
Morning all, James from Brown Insurance. Back on the construction drum again, so roofers, cladding contractors, scaffolders, general builders. Speaking to a scaffolder yesterday, he's been in business for 25 years. decided to strike out on his own, never dealt with any of the paperwork. He's got an accountant, very lovely, he's got other people that can help out, but looked for his insurance and hadn't got a clue. So I think it was about 2 hours I spent on the phone with him yesterday, talking through everything. Longest he'd ever spoken to anybody on the phone. But he was really appreciative because he didn't know what limits he'd need. He thought he could get a little policy and it'd be okay. Wouldn't get on any site in the country with what he asked for, but some people would have given it because it would have been cheaper to do so and quicker. Yeah, he spoke to say best part of 2 hours, set up policy at the end, over direct debit because he didn't have the funds to pay up front. So very happy man, got the policy he wants, got the payment schedule he wants, and he's going to recommend me to others apparently. We'll wait and see whether that does happen. But he was a very happy customer, which was nice because it's not always the most enjoyable the insurance. I may have mentioned that before. So, James at Brown made someone happy for a change.
Thank you, James. Andy, you're next and you're followed by Vincent.
I'm Andy from Guardian Hygiene Services. I know we all go the extra mile with our customers, but yesterday, on Monday I got a phone call from a regular client of mine. I've got a mobile CT scanner in Oxford, just needs sampling before it moves on to the next place. No problem, Oxford's a couple of hours away, happy days. Phone call late Tuesday afternoon. It's not in Oxford, it's in Middlesbrough. So I don't go to nice places the bike goes to. I spent 4.5 hours going to Middlesbrough and back to take 2 water samples. I was there for 10 seconds and I came back. But just shows the lengths we have to go to just to keep one of our customers happy. So that's what we do. We don't do anything else but make sure that our customers are compliant. And if they're not compliant, we're not doing our job. So we have to go to the end of the earth. And sometimes we don't make as much money as we like to, but the long-term goal is to keep them happy. So if you need anyone who needs water compliance or needs pops up, feel free to get in touch with me.
Thanks, Andy. Vincent, you're followed by Neil.
So yeah, it's Vincent from Speedbridge. I'll borrow you for a sec. A bit late notice.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to talk about boards. Boards can be used for, this is a canvas one, that's my beautiful daughter. She took that herself, what a talented lady. Thank you, Paul. They're good for welcome boards for events, they're good for table plans for weddings. Yeah, that's my 2 favourite girls. One of them's called Schnitzel. So you can have boards for the office, of art, trendy art in the office reception area, or you can even have a picture of your dead dog. She's not dead. Getting sad. So, honest anything? No. You think it will be
Just remember to try and take the photograph when it's alive. Thanks for that. Neil, you're next and you're followed by Toby.
Good morning everyone, Neil from the Event Catering. Just had another crazy busy week. Been up in Birmingham, the NEC Centre, supporting Ninja and Sharp Ninja on another one of their events. We get to play with all their toys, double stack fryers, next generation of ice cream machines, slush puppy machines, and all the other bits that you can have in your home soon. So, and then came back and straight into corporate buffets, of which we are still looking for more Essex-based businesses that will have meetings, training days, directors meetings, boardroom meetings, and want buffets. And if they do, please send them our way, as we're about to embark on a campaign to get at least another 100 of these clients on board. Thank you very much. This is Neil from the Event Catering.
Thanks, Neil. By the looks of things, it's Toby next, and he'll be followed by Stuart.
Morning everybody, Toby Atson. Quick impression of a lot of business owners. They're just too close to their own businesses. They haven't got any peripheral vision. What I help a lot of business owners do is to, I take that helicopter view, looking at the business as a whole from above. I can spot strengths, I can spot challenges they've got, weaknesses in their business. I can look at the potential opportunities for them and how they need to prepare for any eventualities that are coming. So I take that outside view and I help them to do the same. They were able to plan their business and strategize their business going forward. So who do you know that maybe needs to have a bit of a helicopter view to their business? Be very grateful for any referrals to people like that. Not this week though, because I'm getting on a plane this afternoon. Yay. So yeah, next week. Past this week. This week I'll go to the next week.
questions are appetite. You're getting on a plane. Where are you getting on?
Oh, Bien. It means nothing to me.
Thank you very much. Stuart, help me out. Get on with it. Oregon follow.
Good morning, everybody. Stuart from LG Networks. Voice over IP, voice telephony, one of the real beauties about it is the flexibility. With traditional phone system, obviously you were tied to a copper landline and a desk telephone. The real beauty of VoIP is that you can use almost any device, anywhere. We're increasingly finding now that customers are actually choosing not to necessarily have a desk phone. You know, we put in a system last, or week before last actually, with 30 users, and we didn't supply one single telephone. Every one of those users is using their laptop with a headset or their AirPods in, and then making and receiving their telephone calls on their laptop and desktop machines. If you know any businesses that are looking to move forward, work a bit more dynamically, a bit more flexibly, many different locations, please get in touch with me, Stuart at LG Networks, because you're no longer tied to a hardware desk phone. That's right.
Thanks, Stuart. Paul, you're next. You are followed by Nick.
Good morning, Paul Corrigan from Solitaire Plumbing and Heating, all good plumbing and heating needs. I only got back yesterday evening from Morocco, so I ain't really got any plumbing stories, but I do have a recommendation. We use a company called Capital on Tap. They do all our credit cards for the managers for us, and you get 1% back on all your purchases. We were sitting on Sun Lounge and I got a message come up. Dan's payment got declined because we went over our £50,000 limit. So I paid it off. And I thought, well, I'll have a quick look at my rewards. We started in September last year and we got £3,111 in rewards, and we're going to use that to purchase our next holiday. So yeah. Anyway, that's my story this week. So thanks for listening. Paul from Solitaire, big enough to transform it together.
Thank you very much. Nick, your
my name's Nick. As you know, I'm a structural engineer. I prepare structural designs for homeowners, and I carry out structural inspections for people who are buying houses. So this morning, just a few words about structural inspections. I know how houses are built. I know how they should be maintained. So I'm very well positioned to carry out an inspection for anyone who's thinking of buying a house. So if you know anyone who's thinking about buying, do give it. I'm very good. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. This morning, I am going to show you what arrived yesterday. Ration packs. Good for hiking trips, fishing trips, easy cooking camping trips, days out, days to the beach. We've got maybe chicken flavour, chicken tikka and rice. We've got all day breakfast, and all for less than a £5. So you can't really go wrong. Per pack, less than £5, nice nutritious meal. DV recommended as well. So recommended for all the DV kits, camping trips, and everything like that. And I have them here if anyone wants one. Neil's already taken them through. Thank you.
Okay, John, if you can manage to stand up slowly. Give us about 60 seconds.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology. What are we good at? Well, our client has come to us because they've got access control cards at their site in Bristol, but they want them to work on the landlord system. Now, these cards have got 256 binary number in them. You stick that into Excel and Excel goes because it won't go up to 256 bits. What the problem is, the landlord system, the engineers have installed it wrong. It's got 256 bits, but 64 bits is the site code and 196 bits is the card number. And what the the landlord's engineers have done is just put all 256 bits into their system. The problem with that is the number comes up wrong. So what I'm doing at the moment is taking that 256 bit number, extracting the 64 bits of it, taking the other 196 bits of it, inverting them, smashing them back together, converting the numbers to the landlord's card. And we've done it all. So that's John Hammond from JMA Technology, applying maths to security.
Well done, John. Scott, you are next, and you're followed by Clara.
One of the many items in my toolbox is a subscription to a service called SEMrush, and it's for those who are really interested in statistics, not just about their own website, but about researching their competitors, really getting a great understanding of how their business is performing, opportunities that they could make to change and improve their website, analysis and research on it. Anyway, the point is, I'm at the point where I need to up my membership to a bigger package. So I'm looking for any businesses that might be interested in helping me grow out my subscription so that I can offer you guys a discounted cost to make that work. It's if you buy it yourself, it's £129 a month. It's £70 a month if I send it to you through one of my packages. So if anyone is interested in serious statistics and more information about getting the best from their whole online opportunity, please don't get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. Right, Clara, you're followed by Leah.
Hey, Clara down to Mortgages and Financial Services. Just thought I'd give you a little bit of a client story this morning. About 3 weeks ago, I got approached by somebody who had a lot of credit card debt, about £45,000, that they really wanted to stop paying the nearly £900 a month on interest that they were paying and getting themselves more and more into debt. They've been to their lender and have been declined a further advance. They've been to their bank and been declined a remortgage. So they came to me desperate because they were finishing their rate on the 30th of April and desperately needed to consolidate this debt and get a mortgage. We got our mortgage offer yesterday. I made sure I was going to a lender that was comfortable with their debt to income ratios. I was making sure that it was somebody who was okay with their arrears in the past, okay with the level of debt they had, and okay with their whole situation. Packaged it well and got it turned around in no time at all. Should I also add, he had started a new job less than 2 months before. So there was a lot of things to consider, but we've got a mortgage offer and hopefully there'll only be about 1 week on standard variable rate before we can get the new mortgage onto a new rate. So that's the kind of thing. If you don't think that you can do anything, it's always worth a try and speak to a mortgage advisor. So it's Clara down to Mortgages and Financial Services.
Clara, Leanne, you're followed by Howard.
Good morning everyone, Leanne of Brooklyn Interiors, your Essex-based interior designer. Now I create spaces that my clients do not want to leave, and that's from one room or to a whole house, from design to installing to staging. There's a bespoke package for everybody. So for busy professionals, I save them time, from design to getting the work done so that they can concentrate on what they enjoy doing. For those who like to do it themselves, I give them the confidence to go ahead and get it done. Why settle for dull and boring? Let me put the va-va-voom back in your room. That's Leanne of Brooklyn Interiors.
Howard, you are followed by me, who is followed by Blue.
Morning everyone, Howard Bullock from Clear Financial Advice. We're independent financial advisors based in Billericay. And now, as you all know, tax-free cash from pensions, which was officially known as pension commencement lump sum, is now known as individual lump sum allowance, or ILSUM, and it's capped at £268,000. Similarly, the amount of money you can leave to your beneficiaries free of inheritance tax from a pension is now capped at just over £1 million, and that's known as an individual lump sum death benefit allowance, or easy to say, ILSTMA. Now, why is this important? If you've taken money out of a pension prior to this new tax year, and you can take money out of a pension in this new tax year or beyond, you could be disadvantaged by these new rules. You could have the amount of tax-free cash available to you could be reduced without you knowing it. The way you get around it is taking a certificate that says you should be disadvantaged because this would have been passed. And so for that, you probably need to speak to your pension provider or go to an IFA. So it could be really important, and it's something that hardly anyone knows about. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. Inspired from TM Law. This week, I received a referral from Scott. It had all the hallmarks of a really good referral for me. It's a potential company sale, share sale, for a holiday company park. So the company sale is top referral for me, and holiday parks are areas where I have particular expertise. So Scott simply recommended me to have a chat, which I was happy to do with the potential purchaser, and I did that free of charge. It gives me a foot in the door if things go ahead. But it was a really good prospect. And the other side of the coin, from a referral point of view with EBF, is Scott knew enough about what I did and what I could do to be able to place the referral in the first place. The importance of all of us sitting around listening to each other for their 60 seconds. Same inspired from TM Law. And that leaves Paul.
Paul Booth from Bullock, Chartered Circular Accountants based in Brentwood. Spoke to two new clients yesterday. One a tree surgeon, sole trader, we're converting him to a limited company because he's going to build his business up. The second one was also a referral from Scott, looking to buy the same business as Aidan. Looking to see whether the valuation by the seller was reasonable. We don't think it was. We get involved. We've done quite a few business valuations over the years. Typically, people's emotion gets in the way and they end up paying the odds despite us saying otherwise. But Scott's very clued up on that. So yeah, so I'm looking to speak to anyone who's looking to buy a business and not sure whether the valuation is correct or not. That's Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Nice catch.
Excellent. Thanks, Paul. Yes, Scott referred. I talked to him. We talked valuation. Moved it on. You then referred. Good job. Right. That's the end of the 60-second round. Jay. There you are.
Well, that was great, honestly. I liked all of the presentations, but I have to pick some. I liked Vincent's dead dog kicks suggestion. That hadn't occurred to me before. And Andy's happy, compliant customers. That's really great to hear. And John's smashing bits. We like that. We didn't really understand it, to be honest, but it was very impressive. However, I've gone for one because I run a local women's group. There's 35 of us, and we meet up for events and meals and so on. And I have the unthanking task of getting everybody's menus. In fact, who wants one course, who wants two, who wants three, who's just changed their mind, who's dropped out, who forgot they were going to be away, who's gluten-free, who's vegan, who's vegetarian, who's nut-free, who's dairy-free. It's a bloody nightmare, and on that basis, anybody who do that and make light of it is a heroine. Tina.
Thanks, Jane. Well done, Tina. Okay. End of the 60-second round. We now move on. I'm told that Scott hasn't got anything to report to us either. So we had the synergy team meeting last week. We all know about it. Thank you very much, Jane, for that. I suppose I now move into Ben mode. We're approaching. I won't sing it. No, we're approaching the. 10-minute presentation. Before we do, next week the 10 minutes is Mel, and Paul Booth is doing the Ed slot. The following week, Leanne is doing the 10 minutes, and Ben will be there for the Ed slot. And finally, our vote will lead that you'll be seeing published all of this list. The third one, though, just whilst we're talking about it, is Chris's first presentation, and Nick will be doing the Ed slot. So that's for the future. Bio sheet. Got a bio sheet here, and our 10-minute presentation this week is Howard Bullock, independent financial advisors, clear financial advice. They're based in Bullock, They service Kent, Essex, or even Essex, Kent, and Cornwall, Amsterdam, the Bahamas, and his position as dictator. A dish I can cook well. I tried baking sugar-free, wheat-free cookies at the weekend. They are bloody disgusting to sound, so not that then. Something we should all avoid: embezzling fund or laundering money through clear financial advice. I'm just not very good at it. And something that winds him up at this age, pretty much everything. I think there's probably another bit to it, but I didn't get that, so we'll simply go straight into it. Howard, you have the floor.
Thank you, Wayne. Today, I'm going to talk about inheritance tax, which is known in the biz as the voluntary tax. All other taxes, you're pretty much compelled to pay. You can mitigate them a little bit. People can do some jiggery pokery in the accounts. I can get some tax relief on some things, but you've got to pay your taxes. And also HMRC is trying to close the gap on what you can and can't do and try to make it hard to get around those taxes. Inheritance tax, you can get rid of the entire lot if you're willing to do what needs to be done. You can wipe the entire liability away from your beneficiaries. There might be a cost involved, but it can be done. And HMRC don't seem to want to do anything to stop that, because the products and the strategies that are used for lots of other things. So, for example, I'm going to talk about trusts in a little while. Hospitals sit in trusts, schools sit in trusts. So it's quite difficult for the government to do things they might want to do to stop us mitigating IT, because it would affect lots of other things that are out there in the world. So that's what we're going to talk about. First, a bit about me. I'm married, I've got 2 kids. The horse has been sold. That's great. If you ever find yourself with too much money, buy a horse. That's really right. We've got 1 dog called Logan, and there might be another dog on the way. I'm under increasing pressure to do something about that. I started my career in the city on the life floor as a trader. The guy who scream, shout, and swear and do that all the time. I did that for about 12 years. Then it closed down. I had to go and find something else, and I kind of fell into this by accident, which turned out to be a good move in hindsight. So I qualified as an IFA in the year 2000. I set clear up in 2006. I've got another advisor, Paul, who's really, really good. We've got 3 admin staff, Kaylee, Caroline, and Mandy, who some of you have probably spoken to. And we've got another IFA starting on Wednesday, which I'm really excited about. In terms of what we do, the main 2 things we don't do for financial planning are lending and general insurance. But we do investment planning, retirement planning, protection, things like life and critical illness cover, and we're doing increasing amounts of inheritance tax planning. So, just some basics. Inheritance tax is charged at I don't know. 40%. Yeah, thank you, Paul. But everyone has an allowance, which is 325,000. So the first 325,000 of your estate is taxed at 0. You can have up to an additional 175,000 on your home, and because that's an allowance per person, in theory, if you've got a house worth £1 million, you can pass the entire thing on free of tax to your beneficiaries. Okay. If your total estate though is over 2 million, that additional allowance starts to fall away. You'll lose it eventually. Okay. So those are the basics. How do we get around it? Well, the easiest way, but can be the most expensive way, is to insure against it. So HMRC love this because they still get their money. It just means that Zurich or Royal London will pay it on your behalf. So you work out what your liability is likely to be. It's never an exact science because it's based on the value of your estate when you die. But you take out the insurance, you pay the premiums, the policy is placed into a trust, so it doesn't form part of your estate when you die, otherwise you're paying tax there, which is a good idea. But when you die, your beneficiaries go trotting along to the life company with your death certificate, they get the money and then pay the inheritance tax bill. Easy. The problem is that there's a monthly cost to it. But the good news is, even though you might not afford to mitigate the entire liability, you can save out what you afford. And you're going to mitigate some of that liability, which your kids will be thankful for. Better still, get the kids to pay for it. They're the ones who are going to benefit from it. Another way to reduce your liability is to give your stuff away. Make gifts. Property or cash or investments. Give it away to your beneficiaries, but you have to give it away. It's going to take 7 years to fall out of your estate in total, but you do have to give it away. The prime culprit where this doesn't work is when parents sign their house over to their kids, so I think that's going to get around it. It doesn't work, and it's a bad idea. Apart from the fact it doesn't work, it's called a gift of reservation, because you haven't really given it away, you reserve some use of the asset. What if your kid goes bankrupt? What if they get divorced? What if they just don't like you anymore and they want to kick you out? It's a really bad idea for lots of reasons. But gifting is a good thing to do if you can afford to do it. Quite a good strategy in the right circumstances is to gift into a trust. So you've got too much cash sitting here doing nothing, you don't really need it, but you might want to use it in some way. You can put that into a trust. Again, it takes 7 years to pull out of the estate, but some trusts allow you some access to maybe take withdrawals out of it, or to access that capital in some way. So that's really useful, because it gets around the inheritance tax issue eventually, once you've gone through the 7 years, but you've still got some access to the money, and you've still got control over it as well, because you're probably going to be one of the trustees. The downside is they're quite cumbersome. They only really work in the right circumstances. So quite often I talk to clients about inheritance tax and we delve into trust, and it's just not the right thing to do for a variety of reasons. Another solution, I did a lot of this last year, is that certain types of investments are free of inheritance tax after 2 years. So a sort of 7-year rule is now a 2-year rule. And that's investing in things that qualify for business relief. Well, I keep calling it business property relief because that's what it used to be called. It's now just called business relief. So you place your cash into this type of investment that qualifies for this relief, and after 2 years, you're done. The good news is you've got complete access. It's not wrapped in the trust. It's your asset. It's your investment. You can do what you like with it. You can leave it there for your beneficiaries, or you can draw an income from it, or take a lump out and splash it on the worldwide cruise. It's yours to do with as you wish, the same as if it's in the bank. There are 2 different types. One type invests in the alternative investment market, the AIM stock market. That's really, really volatile. So most clients, if they want to do that, they kind of do that for a token amount, just to have a little bit of a punt. You wouldn't put the vast majority or even a significant amount of your portfolio into that unless you're really, really high up on the risk profile scale. So we do a little bit of that, not much. Most of what we do goes into what I term as asset-backed investments, where you're investing in a company that does this qualifying trading activity. Instead of being an investment in the company or the fund, you actually become a shareholder in it. So that's what gives it that qualifying, gets around those qualifying rules. And they invest in things like solar power. There's lending on buildings and other assets. Energy storage is a growing theme with the energy crisis of last year. Countries now think, we need to store more energy in case that thing happens again. So that's a growing area. Biomass. One company does something about salmon fishing up in Norway. I can't remember what that is, but it's all quite interesting stuff. Vertical farming is a nice one I heard about last year, where they're building taking over these office blocks and turn them into vertical farms. So you can have farms in the middle of the city producing food and some nice profession there. So we do a lot of that. The good news is, the nice thing about it is it's not very volatile. They're designed just as peter along. They're really designed to preserve the capital rather than make any significant growth, maybe keep up with inflation. So we do a lot of that. And there are other things as well. Full of nice setting up a family investment company. More on that another time, because that's quite a complicated thing. That's for quite a large client. I think I've covered most of the basic points. Any questions?
got a house.
Well, talking really quickly then. Did anyone understand any of it? John?
You've got a house insurance. It's about money insurance.
You can, because you know, local authority trusts like the NHS trusts, and they contain buildings. It's not something we generally do in financial planning. It's a different type of trust, and it doesn't really work for an IHC point of view. No.
Actually, thank you, Howard, for explaining
That's easy.
that. It saved me, Howard, in the future having to dissuade clients from put everything in trust and do it well. Thank you, Howard. Thank you very much. So inheritance tax very simple. Howard, don't get too comfortable down there because we're starting the referrals and testimonials round. And we will start with an order change.
Thank you. The EBF have paid me a little bit of money. That's marvellous. Thank you very much for that. Chris, my testimonial to you, very heartfelt. I can send it electronically if that.
No, that's yeah, could you?
Yeah, will do. And this is the synergy meeting for last week. Thank you. Excuse me for a minute. And, oh, wait. Loved your introduction, Ian. You are a very interesting orator. I like listening to you. And Howard, the truth is, I have 1,000 questions, but I don't think they could be fielded right now. But that was very good. Thank you. And opening our eyes. I'll be back. Thank you, dear.
Right, let's go the other way. We start.
Bye, Jane.
Doesn't like us anymore. Yeah, great session. You know, I think it's always that understanding other things better, like with the whole, you know, the clients who don't understand, you know, what the options are out there. The more you understand things, the better that we can approach things the right way. So really great. And I thought your Ed slot was brilliant, and kind of different ways of thinking through things. Yeah, did the synergy meeting last week, so I'll save you this one. And one-to-one with Mike. Yeah, thank you very much. Great meeting as ever.
Thank you for the interesting food for thought from mine too. Great expo as well. Thank you. I had a one-to-one with Tina last week. I haven't got a bit of paper, but yeah, thanks everyone. See you next week.
Really great slot. Love that one. Fantastic. And I hate AHT. Absolutely hate it. Gifts without reservation of benefit and all that. Trying to sort all that. Yeah. Anyway, had a very, very useful, informative, very business-based one-to-one with John, Blake and Scott on Sunday, I think it was. So we'll divide that up between them.
Shoot from the hip.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Andy, I was in a networking meeting the other day, other networks are available, and there was a guy, health and safety consultant, and he just happened to mention Legionella, but he doesn't do it himself, so I'll put you in touch. And also a referral from Matt, accountant, I met as another networking group, I think could be a good lead for you. I was at another networking yesterday, speed networking, very sexy. And this woman sat down opposite me and I read her badge. I said, "Do you know Jane Malley?" I thought it was Jane Malley. She goes, "Yes, she's my sister-in-law." There you go. Small world. See you next week.
Great, Ed. I really enjoyed that. Really interested what you say about inheritance tax. Probably won't be easy at the moment, but you never know. Blake might, yeah. We've got one-to-one for Blake, Scott and Tony for our business meeting, where we discussed lots of things.
Strategy, tactics.
Yeah, tactics, yeah. And the synergy meeting with Jane last week.
Really good, 10 minutes. Interesting, really good Ed slot. I had wondering which daughter you use on about, but now I know. And a really good one-to-one with Leanne in London last week. And I'll see you all next week.
Yeah, once again, well done. It was refreshing, nice, something a bit different. So thank you very much for making the effort. Much appreciated. And Howard, spot on. You've done a few little sneaky things for me, nothing much but sneaky, so they're there. They're under the radar. That's what you've done. really good. So hopefully, they'll do their job, eh? Thank you very much. Since your meeting last week, Jane, very good. Continuation of the man who came along, very interesting. We've got a referral for Clara, Richard Hawkins. Sent the details, I hope they'll be in touch. He's, you know, the problem person we spoke about earlier, he's like that. Not quite as bad, but I'm sure you're
Hal, thank you very much. Neil, really good. If I can grab your office really quickly, as well, 1 minute.
That's right.
Is that okay, yeah. Matt as well. No referrals, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil, for this slot. I knew you were building up to some sort of reveal. I honestly wasn't disappointed, so I really enjoyed that. Mr. Muscles, natural. You're a natural. There you go. And I've got a referral from Terry who's been trying to get some money back from me for a bad debt. It's been sent. Thanks a lot. And also thank you for the money to Fran, ex-member. She wanted some more business cards. I'm not a little note. My daughter Candice is travelling in South America. She's been on 7 months. And yesterday she got robbed in Bolivia. She's lost absolutely everything. The only thing she's got is a mobile phone. But she also got her brand new £2,500 camera stolen as well. No insurance. I did tell her to do it, but so yeah, pretty gutting news for her. I'm very upset, but I just thought I'd share that with you because it's not all happy days, is it? Things happen with an adult. Yeah.
Oh, it's more sad than a dead dog actually from my side. Thanks Howard for that. That was good, very, very useful. As I say, people are always trying to avoid inheritance tax through the revenue will, and it really isn't sensible. But that will then give you a referral whenever they do it. So yeah, thanks for that synergy meeting I attended. It's well attended now. It's a really good meeting. So thank you, Jane, for getting that organised and doing the minutes.
Yes, fantastic one-to-one weekend. Always enjoy those. A referral for Aidan. This is going, don't you?
Wait, so all the way down there, that would be good.
Yes. The second referral is for Blake. For a friend's birthday. And then a referral for and a thank you referral I gave to Clara, referring a brother of a friend of mine, and a really glowing review of all the help things. So thank you very much for that. And as I say, I had lunch yesterday with Paul DeLue and Matt, and Paul sends his regards on to your room as your well, and he's doing very well.
Great meeting, love the slot. Well done. Hopefully people will buy a lot from this and come to you and invest my money. I've got a one-to-one for Scott, John and Toby for a very effective business meeting. As far as business meeting. I've got a thank you for the money to Scott.
Stay there, you won't do it.
Stop talking. Thank you to the money to Neil for his daughter stuff every week.
Thanks for today. Great educational stuff, Neil. Great to have this. Thanks, Howard. I've got no referrals, unfortunately, but thanks.
Yeah, good meeting. Thanks, Howard. Not saying NASDAQ fortune, similar to Blake. I'll be there. It was interesting. I've got a couple of things I want to speak to you about, Mike, at the end, if that's all right. I won't put a full referral at the moment because they're in pledging the stage, but we can catch you afterwards. See you next week.
Very good meeting, as always. Neil, fabulous. It's fun. Howard, very good. And the synergy meeting last week, Jane, brilliant. I don't know how you do your comprehensive minutes so quickly and so very good.
Shorthand. I write in shorthand.
Sorry. I'm just waiting for the next one. Sorry, brilliant 10 minutes. Thanks so much. Awesome this lot, but that's me.
I had to speak to Chris afterwards, and as you want to speak to Matt, so do I. Maybe the three of us have a little tete-a-tete. And Aidan, I look forward to our chat one-to-one afterwards. Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you to the Ed slot. I've got a 9-year-old daughter who thinks she's 15, so I feel your pain. I hope I'm at the younger end of the beneficiaries, but you never know. I've got a referral for Jane. I sent Jane over some sales lists and stuff for hospitality, so hopefully that will come to you handy. And I'm going to get in touch with Paul and Mike as well about a couple of. I run a youth football club and we've got a presentation, so hopefully me and Mike can do a little video to get that started. So, but we'll see you all next week.
Fantastic, Ed Slot. Real colouring for the light, if you will. No, really good story. And presentations are always fantastic, and I'm absolutely own up on one of those people that just turns off when financial stuff comes up. You explain it, and I just go, actually, that's that's quite simple. Yeah, but you make it understandable, which is a really good first step, and yeah, good, very good. What have we got? A referral for Scott is a bit of a throwaway one, just a Facebook, something's after a website, so I want to put your name down, whether there'll be attached to those. A one-to-one with Clara, as mentioned, and then hopefully a decent referral to Terry for a tree surgeon who got injured by a piece of machinery that was badly designed and sold. So, yeah, that could well go somewhere. Well, I mentioned it on the chat yesterday, and I know my friend got in touch with you, Leanne. If anyone's got a newsletter they put out on their email or anything like that, I've got a friend that's trying to sort of build up a business around that sort of thing. She does a lot of AI work to make these things quicker and easier. If you know anyone that's got a newsletter, I'd be happy to have a chat to her for a bit. She's just trying to get a bit more educated on it, so yeah, give me a shout. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so we can do it together.
Great egg, potato, and coffee. Howard has recently taken over our portion of our financial affairs, and if Mrs. Barry trusts her, then that's obviously no sense of capital, really. Thank you very much for, and as Mike says, you make it understandable. That's a good thing for us simple folk. I have a referral for Chris, flights to Salzburg for next year, please. I'll chat in a sec. I have a thank you to the money for Blake. Well, I think it's Daddy paid, but thanks very much, both. And thank you to the money for Howard. Yeah. A one-to-one with Scott. A little Turkish. Very nice, yeah. It's very nice, actually, we can recommend a very nice, simple Turkish place just outside of the street called Has. Alright, I'm going to spend
Keep up,
It's three in Sheffield.
I have a referral to James for insurance for our pop-up creator space work experience program over the summer. I'll talk to you in a second about that. And I have a referral to Scott for James Hall's website that we just talked about yesterday. Thank you. Over our Turkish. Thanks very much, everyone.
Great, everyone. That's not very old. Thank you very much for the slot. I like that. I was trying to work out where it was going. I liked it. Nice finish. Thank you very much.
I've got links for the business cards, which I've picked up. Thank you very much. Perfect. And a new phone for a new iPhone.
Yeah, well done, Neil. Thank you for that. And thank you, Howard. As always, all thank you to Mays for some ex-members commenting.
Howard, go sit down. Come and draw for the read.
What does it say?
It says.
Barry!
Right, thank you very much, Howard, for the presentation, for running, and for Jane. I'm leaving you in the hands of Jane now, by way of final celebration of
Well, we don't often do an actual cake, but it is his birthday today. And it's valiant to come in. So can we try one more time? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
Before you get carried away.
We were talking about sipping what whiskey at the weekend. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you. Enjoy.
We're going to go for it. There's 21 of us. Plus.
What's the length?
There's 4 pieces.
Quick question. Does anybody know a Nicola Barnett, as they've referred to me? I've had somebody book in a one-to-one with me on accounting. Don't know the name. Just on the weekend, sir. When did the game up to?
Yeah. I can't be the mother as well. It's black cherry chocolate lodge.
Did a Malcolm Lodge? What did you do? Not all of it. About
Conversation was uncanny.
Just whilst you finish up on your food, thank you very much, James, for organising that. It's the end of the meeting. We've done well on timing. We've got 10 minutes to spare. I'll let you finish up your food, but before I do, open now to the meeting. Anybody got any announcements that they wish to make? Blake.
Me and John aren't here next week. We are sunning ourselves in a field in Belgium. So I'm relinquishing control of the box to Paul to score.
The honour. That's going to come back in about 6 pieces, I reckon.
You want to bestow it on you for the box? And see you all in 2 weeks now.
Thank you.
When the decoration will be completed, but it's a very impressive box, and I apologise for being too wedded to the plastic one that we had. I still have creamed after it, but that's very machine. Scott.
I've mentioned it once or twice when I'm on a sales spree. If anyone is available for a race night, we're having on the 11th of May at New Hall School in Chelmsford. We've had similar events before where there's been it's exactly the same event. Terry's been, Tony's been. You didn't win, I think, because I beat you, didn't I, in that race?
Yeah, I watched the video. I'm sure that there was a false start there.
I did check, yes. But nevertheless, if you are available to come along, Neil's bringing the whole family going along. It should be a right good laugh. I will share the link again. Mainly there. Yeah. As adult tickets are $17.50, which includes food and drink. And it's just, good family fun.
Right, Matt.
I sent an email around, had 8 or 9 people interested in the cricket. Some people have already paid up, so thank you to those. But because we've booked in the sort of open area, it's kind of first come, first served when you get there. So if anyone else is interested, I think it's the 11th of July, T20 in Chelmsford.
Thanks for organising that, by the way, Matt. Again, an example of how we can organise social events do it quickly, and it just has to be for individual interests of individual members. Paul?
Granola is now an option, but because they make it in advance, the day before, we need to tell them the number. So can anyone who wants granola on a permanent basis, yes, look, for next week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What you need is a Google form, Scott.
Right, I'll order 10 for next week and see how it goes.
Will do.
I mean,
Can you give me a phone your approach?
yes.
Why anybody would want dry porridge oats, I really don't know. So, but there you are. I hope you all enjoy. Anybody else?
Yes.
Andy? Oh yes.
Just right for online, I just speak to Mike. I'm club secretary of a youth football club. We've got 17, which is a local village that I played for when I was 7. I've been involved with it ever since. Always looking for sort of kit sponsors and little bits like that. So we play across Hearts and Essex. If anyone's interested in sponsoring a little under 17 or under 14 team, or feel free to give me a shout.
Okay, thanks Andy. Is that a lot? The final bit, the Crystal Maze Live Experience, you can see they're all mug shots. All of these are available to really the ones who probably nobody else wants photographs of somebody who isn't there. For those of you who are on this, would you like to come up afterwards and take one, please? Get rid of them today, and you can all look at them over the weekend. Thank you all. I send you out into a relatively bright but cold day. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you've enjoyed today as well, and I hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next week.